Hi everyone, I'm Zack from the Mystic Pigs, and I'm here to bring you the How to Play video for Dragon Catchers, a game of Shenanigans and Dragons. We're going to take a quick minute to get this all set up and take you through a playthrough to show you how the game works and what you can expect from a full game. So while past me is setting up the game, future Zack would like to take this time and cover a few points concerning Dragon Catchers. The copy of the game you're seeing tonight in this playthrough video is one of our developmental home-built prototypes, so the final artwork and components are not completely up to spec as we'd find in the final game. There will be a few minor tweaks. The biggest change, however, comes from the fact we've been able to create a Catcher's edition of the game, which will be a lighter, friendlier version for 2 to 8 players out of the box, in addition to the existing Tournament edition, which is our 2 to 12 player option that we're using tonight. We've also been able to develop 3 supplemental expansion packs for the game, which will bring new resource cards, dragons, and play styles that you can use to create a unique dragon catching experience. With regards to the rules and setups concerning time limits, coin limits, or round limits, the guided walkthrough is a fast play game option with a time limit of roughly 45 minutes. This is one of our faster play options available and is well suited to showing off the various aspects and mechanics of the game. So we're back, we've got everything at the board set up, and we've got 6 willing participants to go through the how to play video of this. Say hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi. The enthusiasm. We're going to have fun. So, starting with the components, we have the orange cards, which are events. Those are the things that can help you or hinder you as you go about the board, and will be drawn when we land on the orange spots. We'll have a couple of graphics going across the screen just to tie this all in. Our yellow cards are the dragon cards. Drawing one of these gives you a chance to try and catch a dragon, and also gives you the best shot at collecting coin and winning the game, since the goal is to make sure that by the time that the timer ends, be it set on a phone or the clock, whichever, he or she with the most gold is the winner. To help along with that, we have our blue cards, which are our resources. Those are the things that can be equipped to the player board to help give you a bonus with your rolls, and to also hinder anyone else that's trying to give you trouble. In addition to that, we have our quest cards, which are broken up into 2 categories. Our contracts, which are brown bordered. These are the ones that are secret and give you a chance to win a couple extra coins if you catch and return specific numbers, types of dragons. And in addition, we have our special quests, which have the blue and light blue border. These are the ones that at the very end of the game, once time is up, everybody will go through and tally up everything they have done and see which of these special quests that you qualify for to see if it can push you over the border to actually winning. In addition, we have our lovely rulebook right now shown at a scale of 8 to 8. It will actually be 12 by 12 in the actual game. Each player, in addition, gets a lovely little reference guide, so that way if you ever get lost in what's going on, what the different spots on the board are, and what an action such as going to jail or duels, helps you get through that. We also have a deck of player cards shown here. These allow random actions to other players to be decided rather than having to deal with odd numbered dice, even numbered dice, or how many different players that we have actually in the game. Currently we have 6, so we have a nice even number, and we're using 1 of our 2 game boards just to make sure that we fit on the table that we have and make sure that everybody's nice and cozy together for a good game of shenanigans. With that in mind, let's have everybody go through and draw 1 of the player cards. This is one of the options to figure out which of the player boards you're actually going to be using, and that will have a matching player icon that goes with it that will be used to move about the board. Now, any player card that is actively not in use gets put away into the box, because we're only interested in the ones that are being used. So, go ahead and face up so that way we can hand out the player boards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we got that. Everybody can hand me back the player cards. Now, one of the players that will be in the game will actively be taking the role of the banker. This is the person that's responsible for dealing out the player cards for the random actions that occur, dispensing coin. I will go ahead and be doing that since I'm the maker of the game and I don't want to have an unfair advantage against you guys since I know the rules. Unfortunately, one of my lovely assistants here has decided to steal all the coins, so I'm going to guess that she'll be responsible for doing the dispensing of that tonight.
Or I just won the game.
So, with that in mind, we have our individual player pieces that we're going to hand out and make sure everybody's got one of those as well. It's things like this that just let you know that we are actually doing this live and not a scripted playthrough. So, now that we got the player boards and the player pieces dished out, this is where we'll go ahead and figure out who's going first and where the starting point for the game is. The game does come with 4 sets of dice, 2 of them black with white pips, 2 of them white with black pips, and an assortment of colored dice which are red, yellow, and blue on both sides. So for the time being, let's have everybody go around the table and roll 1 dice to figure out who's going to be going first. Highest wins. We got a 1, we got a 2, we got a 1, we got a 3. We got a 3 that's going to win first so far. And we got a 4, which means, Kim, I think you're the one that's going to be going first. To indicate whose turn it is, we do have the 30-second timer, which will be passed around as we start the rounds, and that will be the indicator of whose turn it actively is. We are now at the point where we've figured out who's going to be going first, and now we just need to make sure we know where everybody's going to actually be starting from. So at this point, everybody needs to go through and take 1 of the pip dice and 1 of the color dice to figure out where you're going to be starting from. On the board itself, we have 3 real sets of loops. The one in the center is the jail loop. That's specifically important for when we're dealing with the jail mechanic. We'll probably address that later. We also have the transport or portal loops, which are the really, really big ones with the arrows on it. That's a part of our teleportation mechanic. And then the ones that have the brick walls around them with the 6 colored dragon spots on the center, those are our keeps. Those are the spots that we start from, and those are the spots that we also have to return specific dragons to, and we'll discover that as we actually get to that point. So at this point, let's have everybody go ahead and roll to 1 standard pip dice and 1 color dice to figure out where we're going to be starting from.
You rolled 1 red.
1 red. So that means that he's going to be starting right over here. Yes.
Alright, you rolled 3 yellow.
3 yellow.
So
3 yellow right over here.
4 blue.
4 blue.
Yep. 4 blue.
4 blue.
And last. Would you put this on 6 yellow?
6 yellow. 2 yellow.
The dogs and
What do you got me over there?
So
blue was over here. Or 2.
Hey, we're together, kid.
Can't separate.
I told you, you can't separate our love. Until this game starts and then she kills me.
So having done that, there is an important note to be aware of with the player pieces themselves. The knight with the shield is the front of the player piece. The heraldry is the back of it. So when you start moving, that will help you keep track of which way you're moving. At this point, we can start the game. Turns are broken down into 3 phases: movement, encounter, and inventory management. What that means is that for the movement phase, the person that has the sand timer is going to roll 2 dice to determine how far you're actually going to be going. Flip over the sand timer and then has 30 seconds to decide which way he or she wishes to go. You have to move in a forward continuous line, so no forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Now if you get to a junction, you can decide to go left or right, but you have to keep going in a continuous line. The second phase is the encounter phase. Depending upon what the color of the spot you have landed on will dictate what action happens. If you land on a blue spot, you're going to be able to draw 2 resource cards. If you land on a yellow spot, you have a chance to go and try and catch a dragon. If you land on an orange spot, you get to draw 1 of those pesky orange cards that I had discussed earlier and figure out if it affects just you or the entire group. In addition to that, we do have our teleportation triad spots. These are what are going to tie in with that teleportation mechanic. And then we also have the dark blue backgrounds with the random dice on it. Those are our random actions that you will then roll 1 standard dice to figure out what the outcome is. You will then move into your inventory phase. That's where you will have the ability to play 1 inventory action card out of your hand. You can then make sure that you record any dragons that you have caught, swap out any gear from your hand to the equipped player board, and also have the ability to try and sell or auction off a gear card for the value that is stated on the card itself. If you go over your hand, this is also when you'll get rid of the excess cards, either by trying to sell, auction, or just pure discard. With that in mind, we will hand out a hand of resource cards. Since we have 6 people, we will go ahead and play with 8 total resource cards. So that will be the hand limit that you'll have for today. Now, if you are playing with a group that is larger than 6, you have the option to play with just 6 cards in the hand just to make sure that there are enough cards to fit the entire group. Some of the cards can be equipped to give you actual bonuses to your rolls, some of them cannot. Those that can be equipped have an icon on the bottom left-hand side of the card that matches the spot on the player board. So if it's a attack gear card, it will have the crossed swords. If it's a defense gear, it will have the shield on it. Catching gear, a net. Carry bonus will have a carry sack. And the last spot on the player board is the dragon spot, which will have any caught dragons that you have face down later on. If there are any gear cards that you wish to equip, go ahead and place those down on the board now. Any and all of them. If a gear card is equipped on the player board, it cannot be stolen from you. However, if it remains in your hand, it is free to be caught. Bear in mind that the defense gear and some of the catching gear in particular come in stackable or limited flavors. What that means is that of that particular card type, you can only have one if it's limited. So that means that if you have a helmet, you can only have one helmet equipped. If you have body armor, you can only have one. You can have both a helmet and a body armor, but you can't have two of the same. Can't really wear two helmets. I've seen people try it, doesn't really work out that well. Each person does get a secret contract card, which upon completion instantly is added to your coin value. So we'll go ahead and make sure that everybody's got one of those.
So I'll show this to everybody.
No. Keep that secret. Keep it secret. And once you complete it, you have the ability to draw for another. We'll go ahead and actually get this all started. Make sure that everybody's got their stuff back. So Kim, to move, go ahead and take 2 of the standard dice and roll them. So we've got a total movement of 12. Roll. And we are turning over the sand timer. You have 30 seconds to decide where you're going to move. If you do not complete your movement by the time that the sand timer has run out, you stop where you are and you discontinue any other movement. If you don't move at all by the time that it ends, unfortunately your turn is skipped. Looks like you got about 5 seconds left. We've ended on an event card spot. So you are going up against the single combat card, which means that you get to draw one of the player cards from the hand and you are engaged in a duel with them. The way that this works is that the person that are dueling will have 2 dice, roll that, and the number that they roll can be added to the value of their attack and equipped defense gear. The person that has the highest number wins. However, if you tie with the defender wins. So you must exceed the person that is being attacked. Go ahead and shuffle the player cards.
I'm attacking someone.
You're attacking somebody. We're shuffling up the cards real fast.
Card.
Figure out who you're going against. You are going against... Called it!
I know how this all works.
We're going against Miles. So, at this point, you two...
Lady Fred. I'm Lady Fred.
Right, I don't have any attack or defense.
In that case, hope you roll high. So with that in mind, both of you roll 2 dice. She has rolled a 7, and you have rolled a 9. Plus 2 plus 1. So that's a total of 12. Unfortunately, you have lost the duel. Since you have won the duel, you have the option to steal 1 dragon card or 2 coin from the victim of the duel. However, since she does not have any dragon cards or coin, you have the option to steal at random 1 of her resource cards. Emphasis on at random. Now, this is also where some of the special quests come into play, because 4 of them, and we have the infographic going across the screen right now, these are the tally quests. These correspond with the bottom left-hand corner of the player board, which are for the frequent flyer, the escape artist, the poacher, and the duelist. What happens with this is each time you have completed one of these actions, you put a tally mark down. The person with the highest tally mark in that category wins the card. And since you have just won a duel, you get the special quest card Duelist and instantly have a total value of 2 gold to your name. The only time that these cards can be stolen from one another is if you exceed the total number of tallies in that category. You can't equal it. You have to actually exceed. We have moved, we have done our spot encounter, and we have entered your inventory phase. Is there anything that you can do as far as an inventory action card, which you can play one of them if you have it and so desire to do so? Or is there any gear cards that you wish to swap out?
Gear cards?
The ones that can be equipped.
The reason I beat you.
I don't.
So you have one inventory action card that you do wish to play, and that is the Pickpocket, which is blue in color, and this means that you get to steal one resource card from another player. So who is it that you wish to steal from? Alright, you get to steal at random one of the blue resource cards. That is kept secret, so don't show us. If it is a gear card, you have the ability to equip it now if you wish to. If there's nothing else, though, we'll go ahead and hand the timer off to Miles.
Can you only do one per turn?
Only one inventory action card per turn.
Would I keep my duelist card face up?
That can be kept face up.
Because it's the
because
one
it
I have
does.
to give away.
Because you have won it, it needs to be known that you actually have it, and that way it also counts towards your gold.
Alright, so I rolled.
So at this point, you roll 2 dice, and then turn over the sand timer.
Oh,
you have rolled 12. Oh boy. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
And I die.
And now you just fall over. Now, because you have landed on the blue spot, you get to draw 2 resource cards. And at this point, we have entered the inventory phase for your turn. Is there anything that you wish to do? Inventory action card, swap some stuff out, sell things for a little bit of coin?
At this point, would I be getting physical coin?
Yes.
And how much could I sell?
At this point, you can sell as much as you desire as long as you're doing that action at the same time. You can't do one and then stop and then try and do it again.
Alright, so if I wanted to sell, that'd be my only action. I couldn't equip.
You can equip and then sell.
So I'm going to equip.
Alright, we've equipped a ham card.
And then I'm going to sell. Do I show what I sell or just...
Yeah, you'd be showing me so that way I would know. So what he has done is he had a couple of our specialty coin cards, which means that because he had them, he actually gets to have 1, 4, 7 coins. These, of course, go face down into the discard pile. And right now, you are the man to beat because you have a total of 7 coin plus 2 with the duelist card, so 9 total. I believe there's nothing else that you would be able to do, so we'll go ahead and hand the sand timer off to the next player. Alright, Jace, you have rolled a 6, so we'll go ahead and flip this over. You have 30 seconds.
I'm over there.
Which way?
Alright, which way do you want to go?
That way.
1, 2, 3, 4, left or right?
Blue or yellow?
5.
Yeah, the blue. This,
No,
that,
that's
yeah,
it.
sorry.
You're right.
So, you have also landed on a resource spot, so you get 2 resource cards. So, inventory action card, swapping out some gear, selling some stuff.
How many resource cards are there?
Out of there are at least 5.
Someone's
Okay.
going shoveling.
I'm going to do this then.
So, you're playing the inventory action card Shovel, which allows you to go at random through the last 5 discarded cards and pick 1.
Every day I'm shoveling.
Alright.
Oh, we don't have license.
And again, that is, yeah. No copyright strikes here, please. If there's anything else that you wish to do, equip, sell.
So those coins you just got.
I'm thinking about it.
Because I threw.
Actually,
I
yeah.
threw so many
Alright, well,
times.
because you were lucky enough to actually draw it, he is going to get 3 shiny gold coins because he did draw that card at random. And I believe that is the end of your turn.
I threw a bunch of them in
So
there.
we'll go over and on to the next player. So roll 2 to move. You have rolled a total of 7. And you now have 30 seconds. So where do you want to go?
This way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7 for the
Heaven.
random.
So you have landed on a random spot. Go ahead and take 1 standard dice and give it a roll. And we'll find out what happens. If you roll a 1, you are teleported. If you roll 2, you have the chance to draw a resource card. 3, duel. 4, a dragon card. 5, a gold coin. Or 6, you go to jail. However, you have rolled a 1, which means that you are transported somewhere else. To do so, this is where, again, those teleport loops that we have talked about come into play. Go ahead and take 1 standard dice and the colored dice and give them a roll. This will indicate where you're going to be teleported to. Right. You have rolled
Just 4
blue, which means that you're going from here to there. And because you have teleported, that is a qualifier for one of the special tally quests, which means go ahead and mark down 1 in the
Just
tally
figured it out. The arrow was the color.
quest tracker. And because of that, you get the frequent flyer card.
I'll help you too.
Which one do I mark it under?
Right here. Alright, so as part of your inventory phase now, is there anything you wish to do? Swap out some cards? Sell some things?
I can sell the coin cards, right?
Wow, we had a couple of them that actually showed up. That's the 4 coin and the 2 coins, so a total of 6. Got some heavy rollers here today. So go ahead and get 6 coins. If there's nothing else, we'll go ahead and
I think that's it.
go on to the next player. So there you are.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yes, you may.
Miles, how much is your crossbow do damage-wise?
+2.
+2? Okay. Just curious.
Oh, so he's gonna fight with me.
Not necessarily.
Or he's not gonna fight with me now.
We will never know. But we have a 7 on the roll and 30 seconds to move.
This way.
1,
Is that what you want?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have landed on a dragon spot, which means you are now engaged in dragon catching. How dragon catching works is that the player that is catching the dragon will draw a card and place it face up. In this case, you are going against one of the adult Great Europeans, the iconic dragon, as you will. And this one happens to be yellow. So on the dragon card itself, in the upper right-hand corner, is a number. In this case, this dragon's number is 9. This is the number that you have to roll and meet or exceed in order to catch the dragon. If not, it escapes to the board for somebody else to try and come along and catch it later. Now, to that end, because this is an adult dragon, you have a couple of options. Because to actually try and catch a dragon, you can roll 1 dice and add your catching gear total. Since it's an adult, you have the option to, if you have any, use your attack gear as a bonus for it, or you can also call for help, either trying to bribe or coerce somebody else to help you, which will get the roll of a dice and any attack or catching gear that they happen to have equipped.
Okay.
So,
is the defensive gear only used for duels?
defensive gear is currently only being used for duels.
Okay.
So, is there anyone that you want to try and get some help from? Jace. So what he's doing is he's playing the resource card Silver Tongue, which is forcing another player to help you in catching an adult dragon.
I'm gonna play Sabotage.
You're playing the Sabotage card, which right now means that you have effectively stopped his Silver Tongue card and nullifies it.
I have a question. If someone silver tongues you and you have a sabotage card yourself, can you play it?
Yes, you can.
Out of it? Okay.
This stuff can be canceled by anyone.
Okay.
It's that chain of custody that first are taken care of last. So if there's only 2 cards in play, they cancel each other out. There's a third that has to be addressed before the first 2 are.
Okay. Now, are we allowed to roll before we
Now you have to call for help first. But
We'll
since
play
you actually have
another
a
Silver
second
Tongue.
one, now we have it to where, because the first 2 were canceled, he's trying to coerce another player again. Who do you want to try and coerce?
Like it.
Are you coercing the same
I'm
person?
coercing the same person.
Alright. He also, by just sheer happenstance,
I don't like you.
We're trying to show off the mechanics of the game.
this is also showing the importance of a thoroughly shuffled deck. However, that also shows the shenanigans that can occur throughout the game. There's enough sabotages on there. I'm going to say that coercion is completely dead and gone. So let's go ahead and try and get a roll for the dragon anyway.
Now once you catch it
Can I try to
anyways?
convince someone to help me?
You can try and convince somebody.
Friendo.
Yeah, now you want to try to actually convince him.
And this gets down to player's choice. So you can try and bribe with a resource card out of your hand if you have gold
After you just
coin. That
played
can
3
be
of
done.
them.
This comes down to what is it that you wish to do?
Would you help me?
You just tried to force me into helping you 3 times.
Yes.
Like-
I will give you a coin if we win.
You don't
Only
have
if
any
you win.
coins.
Only if you win.
If we win, I will give you a coin.
If you
One
catch
coin.
it and are
Yeah.
able to cash it in, you will give him 1 coin.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Okay. After some backstabbery there,
Anyone else
finally we're able to
want
get it. So go ahead.
Because it works on that too. Do it, man.
So right now you will be rolling. So right now you'll be rolling 1 standard dice. You wish to use your attack gear with it. The downside to using attack gear against adult dragons: if the dragon escapes, the attack gear is eaten.
Eats a halberd?
Screw that
These are
noise.
dragons, man. It's toothpicks to them.
That's fair.
Screw that noise.
That's
I'm not wasting my halberd.
okay. So you're just given a standard roll of the dice.
Yes. Do I need to roll?
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and give
No,
me.
you just give
He
me
rolled a
the
3. Roll a 6. Roll a 6. Roll a 6.
Roll a 2. Roll a 2.
Roll a 6. He
That's
rolled
a 1.
I'm not helping you again.
You lost your.
No,
He did not
opted,
have
he opted not to use it.
I didn't
Oh,
use
okay.
it. No.
But since you guys did roll a 4 total. Oh wait. Oh wait. We have another card that is being used. He's
I will
forcing
force you to re-roll that one.
All right.
That's pretty good. He's forcing you to do it.
Wait a minute.
He's forcing
What is
her to-
with you forcing me to do stuff left and right?
It's the hand he was dealt. It's literally the hand he was dealt.
Isn't that his one?
That scares me a lot.
Oh gosh.
On the table.
I know.
Yay.
Oh!
Hey!
All right. What that means
Now
is
you're
that
going.
he has a total of 9.
Feast or
And
famine.
I will use.
Oh, you don't need to
No,
use
I'm
it.
not bringing
You
it.
don't
I'm
need
not
to use
bringing
it
the
because
dice.
you have met or exceeded.
Oh,
and
met
you
or
have, you're
exceeded.
able to
Okay.
meet, which means that you have caught the Great European Yellow Dragon, adult. What you will do is, we already know the color of the dragon. That corresponds to the spot inside a keep it has to be returned to. We just need to know which keep number. So go ahead and roll a dice. You have rolled a 5, which means that you have to return him to 5 yellow, either passing over or ending your movement on that spot in order to claim the reward of that dragon. Drive-by drop-offs are permitted.
That's cool. I like that.
Here you go!
Oh, that's good.
Just drop it. Okay, go get another one.
So,
Just
having
shove
done
it.
that, go ahead and fill out that information with marking down the dragon's age group. That can be done with a simple slash, the name of the dragon, the color of it, and the keep number. This all can be done towards the end of the turn, so that way, if you wish to really keep the game moving, that way you can hand off the timer, fill out that information as the next player is going. Since this is the playthrough, and take our time a little bit more. Once you have done that, the dragon card is placed face down, so that way if somebody else tries to steal it, you have the ability to shuffle that hand, so that way they steal the dragon at random rather than knowing this one is the valuable one.
I'm coming to steal that one.
So is there anything else that you wish to do as part of your inventory phase?
Lady Fred is coming to get you.
I want
It's
that
part of my
coin.
inventory phrase.
Beats sirloin of beef.
No.
Alright, well
I
Matt,
cannot do anything.
we'll go ahead and move on to the next player. Matt, I believe it is up to you, so go ahead and roll 2 standard dice.
Standard dice?
2 standard dice. So that way we know exactly how far you move. So you have rolled a total of 5. We're going to go ahead and turn over the sand timer. Which way you want to go?
Blue, warp, or yellow.
Put me on the yellow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which means you also are going against the dragon, which happens to be in this case one of the ancient dragons.
Yes!
This is a subcategory of adult dragons. These are the big, bad, and wicked ones. These are also the ones that are the most powerful and arguably worth some of the most coin possible in the game. With a difficulty of 10, you're probably going to need to ask for some help.
Probably so.
So how do you want to do this?
You're not supposed to ask that. Yeah, I was gonna say, you're not supposed to ask that until he kills the dragon.
Miles? I'll give you 2 coins if you'll help me catch it.
Let's go for it.
I want to make a quick note that you're owed 1 coin. When
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to also use my ham.
he is opting to use a ham card. Ham is one of the consumable cards, so that way when you have indicated you're going to use it, you have the ability to add 1 extra to the roll, after which it is used and discarded.
I'm going to use mine too. Can I use mine on?
You can, because, well, actually no, because
I'm helping.
because you are helping him, you have the chance of either attack or catching gear. So
okay.
whichever is highest. But again, if it's attack gear, you have the ability to lose it if
Yeah, I know
the
what
dragon
it is.
escapes.
We have to get to a 10.
You have to
You gotta
roll
know
10 or
attack gear
higher.
on.
10 or higher.
I've got a catching gear.
I'm going to use my attack gear.
Okay.
We got
So right now we already have a plus 1, a
three.
plus 2, and a plus 2 over there, so a plus 5 total. So you guys have to roll 5 or higher together.
Ready?
Let's go.
DM rolls. Here we go.
5 and 7!
We got it.
So plus 5 automatically means that we have far exceeded the difficulty of the dragon, which means that you get to have one of the ancient dragons. Now, ancient dragons are a little bit different than the other ones because these guys are colorless. You just have to return them to a keep itself rather than just a specific spot.
He needs to put any color, I think.
So go ahead and roll the dice to figure out where we're going to be taking them.
Just that one.
Keep number 5. So as long as you get him to one of the spots inside of keep number 5, you get to claim the 4 coin and then give 2 to Miles.
I wrote that down.
So, we have now entered the inventory phase for you. What would you like to do, sir?
I'm going to go ahead and use my grappling hook.
Alright, you are using the grappling hook, which is one of our inventory action cards that allows him to go through at random and claim one of the 5 dragons at the top of the deck without having to fight it.
Ooh.
So, we'll go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands will disappear off screen for a second. And you will draw one of them. And this one happens to be the Lucky Dragon. The Lucky Dragon is one of 3 mythic dragons that we have in the game.
That's my house.
These are the guys that are worth the most and have to be held on to the end of the game in order to qualify for their special quest to claim the reward. However, you must have a ham card in order to catch these guys. If you don't, they escape to the game board. Do you happen to have a ham card in your possession?
No longer.
Which unfortunately means that Lucky escapes to the board.
Yes, you weren't so lucky.
Now, what this does mean is that his card will go face up on one of the empty spots, and his corresponding player piece will be placed on your spot. Here he is right back here. Now, what this means is as you move away, he will remain on that spot. And if somebody else comes along and passes over or ends their turn on that spot, they have the ability to try and catch him before doing their spot encounter. And anything else you wish to do? Swap out some gear, sell some stuff?
I'd like to catch those 2.
Alright, you are selling in 2 shiny gold coins, so we'll go ahead and hand you off the gold. 2 please. Thank you very much. I think that is the end of your turn.
Alright, top of the order.
Top of the order. So go ahead, roll 2 dice, turn this over the timer, and we'll go ahead and get started. Rolled 5 total. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left or right?
Blue.
5. Which means you have landed on a resource spot, and you get 2 resource cards. Anything you wish to do as part of your inventory phase. Inventory action card, swap out some gear, sell some stuff. And do you have more than 8 cards? Because if so, you will be forced to sell or discard part.
I have 8.
Okay, in that case we're good.
I want to use this.
Alright, what she is doing is she is playing the inventory action card Pickpocket again, but this is a yellow one, which means you get to pick a random dragon card from a person of your choosing.
Oh.
I'm gonna take Max.
Alright, this is considered a form of trouble. Just to clarify a little bit, trouble is where something bad is happening to you. Somebody's stealing a dragon card from you, somebody's trying to steal a resource card, somebody's forcing you to teleport, or you are on the losing end of a duel. So if you have a card in your hand that negates it or allows you to pass it off to somebody else, or somebody else is willing to do so, they may play it to your benefit.
Official pardon.
Alright, Miles has played the official
those
pardon card,
coins.
which means that you are effectively out of trouble right now.
I need the coins.
And unfortunately, because he has done that, means that it cancels that pickpocket of yours, and you have to give that card back. Unfortunately.
Can I play another card?
Now, if you have something to cancel that, you are welcome to do so.
Can
We'll
you cancel my official pardon?
Yeah.
Well, no, but what if I have another pickpocket?
Unfortunately, you're only allowed 1 inventory action card per
Okay.
inventory phase.
Well, then can I just get coins?
In that case, you can, but that means that he gets to keep his dragon, but you, in this
'cause
case,
I can't do anything about the
get to
pardon.
cash in the card for 2 shiny gold coins.
Let's see for another
And now that we know that you
You
have
better
that,
book it over there.
I'm doing what I can.
Book it
I'm
over
doing
there,
what I
because I need those coins.
So,
Otherwise, I'm just going to steal from her when I
that
go
in mind,
by.
I believe it is your turn, Miles, so go ahead and roll, turn over the same timer, and get the movement on. 5 total.
So I have to move forward.
1,
a second.
2, 3, 4.
Can I go this way?
You can go that way.
It's the same either way. Go here.
Alright, in case you have landed on a blue spot, so you get 2 resource cards. What do you want to do as part of your inventory phase?
I want to use my shovel. So secretly take a resource card from the last 5 discarded.
2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Anything else? Some swapping out or cashing in? Alright. In that case, that is the end of your turn, and on to the next player. Oh my gosh! We have a little collateral damage here on the game table.
You got lucky!
I ruined everything.
Luckily, we know exactly.
Lucky is
Lucky
dead.
isn't lucky anymore.
I want his corpse.
Take his foot.
That is a horrible thing to say about a cute and innocent little dragon.
Keep this in.
But we have a
Needs a
total
lucky
of
leg.
6, so we got 1,
Yeah, go that way.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
You have ended movement inside of keep spot. This is where, if you were able to, you could cash in some dragons. Otherwise, these are just considered safe spots, and there is no actual action phase to it.
Okay.
Is there anything you wish to do as part of your inventory phase, though?
There's nothing that I want to do.
All right. All right. In that case, we'll hand over the sand timer. Go ahead and roll, and we'll keep on moving. You have rolled a total of 9.
Just
So,
way over
Over
there.
there.
Way over there.
so
Let's go.
1, 2, left or right?
Keep on the circle.
Right.
3, 4, 5,
Down the other one.
6, 7, 8,
Yeah. Like
9. So you have landed on a event card spot, and you have drawn a teleported card, which means that right now you are forced to teleport.
Again?
Yes, she is the frequent flyer.
Yeah,
she is making
she's gonna
sure
hold
she
on to
holds
it.
on to that card.
I'm sitting here waiting for someone to duel with.
So go ahead and roll 1 standard dice and 1 of the color,
That's
so we
me.
know where it
Oh, I
goes.
duel you. You have a defensive item.
Alright, you have
We have
rolled
no
6
attacking
blue,
items.
which means that you're going right over here.
Oh, but I could trust you.
So go ahead and mark down another tally in your
I
frequent
was
flyer
like,
quest.
thank goodness he moved over there. And that's why I asked about
Well, I
the
would
keep.
have had to teleport.
Now, is there anything else you wish to do as part of your
That's why I
inventory
went that way,
phase?
because I would have had to teleport.
Anything you wish to
That was
equip?
the
Anything
exact
swap
thing
out?
I was
Right.
looking at.
Pickpocket.
She is wanting to pickpocket a blue resource card from one person at random, so who do you want to steal from?
I'll do Matt since he's so far away.
Alright. Go ahead and hold on to the cards for you. There you go. Anything else you wish to do?
Nope.
Alright, in that case, handing over the timer to the next player. Getting some dice, rolling and moving. We have rolled a total of 9.
So you have to. You can. He's on a path, so he can choose, right?
Yeah.
But the other direction, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I think you're going backwards
going
there.
backwards
But,
now.
yeah, well,
No, I came from that direction.
alright, you
So
just had the
it's
piece
facing
backwards
the
then.
wrong way.
Yeah, sorry. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm safe.
Alright, you are yeah, not causing anything bad to happen to you
You're not
right now.
safe. I can still come steal your dragon.
Well, he has to come get you though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're not quite safe.
But with
yet.
that in mind, is there anything else you wish to do as part of your inventory phase?
No.
Right. On to Matt then with the timer and the dice.
I'm desperate trying to see what the stealing dragon mechanic is going to be.
Alright. So
I
you
have a
rolled a
handful
total
of
of 8. 1, 2,
I'll be on the
stuff over
teleport
here.
spot, go all the way
3,
around.
4, 5, 6, 7,
Put me on the blue resource then.
8. Alright, which means that you get 2 resource cards. 2 work hands. Work. Anything you wish to do as part of your inventory phase? Alright, equip in a carry bag, which means that because he has equipped it, he gets to carry 3 extra cards in his hand. So a total of 11 for you, I believe. Yes, math. Math is
pretty
important.
sweet.
Alright, that's all I got.
Alright, then on to Kim. So at this point we have completed 2 rounds of the game. This is about the amount of time that it really takes to get to know the mechanics and really get a feel for what's going on. This point in the game is where things really start speeding up. So for old players and new players, this is where it starts getting really fun. Since we have now effectively completed the how-to component, we're actually just going to keep on going and actually continue out for the remainder of the game. And just for the sake of keeping things a little bit shorter, right now we'll say we'll have the option to go for just 30. I have my handy dandy phone, I have the timer set up, and we are starting 30 minutes right now. So, I believe it is on to you, Kim. So go ahead and roll 2, turn the timer and move.
Ooh.
11! So, 1, 2, 3, 4, left or right,
Keep going around.
5, 6,
Now out.
7,
Go
8,
for the dragon.
9, 10, left or right,
Left.
11. Now, you have passed over another player's player piece. This is the other instance where a duel is engaged. To keep things easy for everybody and to make sure that we don't forget where we were going, you will continue your movement phase until you end, then take care of the duel. That way we don't forget exactly who's going where or how far we had to go. So between the two of you, take 2 dice, add your attack and defense. Whoever has the highest wins. If it's a tie, it goes to the defender. Alright, Kim, you have rolled an 8 with no extra cards. You have rolled a 4 plus 2 plus 2, which is 8. Which means that it's a tie and you technically win because you're the defender. So you have the option to steal a dragon card, 2 gold coins, or if none of them are there, 1 resource card. But
I'll take the coins.
we got the 2 coins, so right now you have 2 extra shiny gold coins. Is there anything else that you wish to do as part of your inventory phase now?
No, out of curiosity though.
Yeah.
So we're tied on the duelist, but she has to surpass me.
She has to surpass your duel. So actually go ahead and make sure you got
Mark your duelist.
1 mark under duelist because you did win the duel.
I was
Anything you wish
curious
to do
about
as part of your inventory phase?
Let's see.
So there's a question about
Yeah.
stealing dragons, because she tried to last time. Is that the only way to steal a dragon, is with cards?
There are a couple of event cards that will force a stealing.
I
So
want
So
to
you
try to
can't
steal
go
another
attack.
dragon.
the ways to steal a dragon are through an inventory action card, through the winning of a duel, or through an event card, which will specifically say that you have the ability to try and steal. But since we're finishing up a inventory phase, we do have the inventory action card for pickpocket of a dragon. Who do you want to steal from?
Where is his going? Okay, well, I want to try to steal his again, I guess.
Alright. Unfortunately, Miles has once again played the official pardon card. Is there anything that you have to try and cancel that?
I can't do
Alright.
anything.
But
I'm working for those coins, Matt.
But to answer that question though, what happens with the stealing of a dragon? If she was able to successfully play that card, that means that she would in fact be able to steal that dragon. She would then be able to have 1 mark towards the tally quest of Poacher, which would give her the 2 additional coin there. But then once she has actually captured that stolen dragon, she doesn't have to fight it, but she has to roll for a new keep to take it to. That way, if you are 2 steps away from it, somebody can't just steal the dragon out from under you and claim the gold for it. You have to work for it a little bit.
If I roll a 6, I'm coming after you.
You can always just take his dragon.
So with that
He
point,
has
is there
no
anything
gear.
else you wish to do,
I know,
Kim?
but he's way over here. You're
We'll go
right
ahead
there.
and Miles, timer's
He's
on to
very
you.
close to
Roll
you
the
as
2.
well.
Total of 8.
6, 7, 8.
Alright,
So
you have passed over.
So I duel and
Duel first, then you have the
ability to catch a dragon.
Wide bases.
yeah. Wide bases are coming in. We'll make sure we get that sorted out.
So I'm adding attack and
Attack and defense
So
are
I'm adding
added,
plus
so-
3.
And I am as well.
You're adding a plus
From,
3 as well.
Just defense.
This will be good.
Alright, so we have Miles who rolled a 10 plus 3 is 13.
I
You've
rolled
a 6 plus
3
is 9. However,
Well,
he is
yeah,
playing a
something.
reroll card. Do you wish to reroll your own
He's
or
going to make me reroll the 6.
I will make him reroll the 6.
Alright.
I knew exactly where you were going because that's what I would do too. What do you have that I have to beat now?
I have
A 9?
a rolled 6.
He's rolled 6.
A rolled 6? Okay.
So you have
if
to
you roll
roll
above
at
a
least
2,
a 2.
you win.
And that's a... Nope.
It's another 6.
You got another reroll?
Yes.
Alright, well, right now
I
you're
am not using it.
Okay, I was like, let's do it again. Because now I got to find a dragon.
So, because of that, you have the ability to steal 1 dragon or 1 coin from
Would
him.
rather
I'm taking the
2
dragon.
points. So
I'm taking the dragon.
Alright, he's
I
taking
don't
the
have
dragon.
any
He doesn't have coins, so.
Good.
Yeah.
I was taking the dragon.
At this point, go ahead and roll for a new keep number for it. And you also won a duel.
Oh my gosh.
You also won the duel, but at the same token, you did successfully poach a dragon, so you also get the poacher card.
Duelist and a poacher.
Alright, so 3. So whatever the color of that dragon
So
is,
way over there.
has to
Oh,
go
so I
back
didn't
to
have to
keep
roll
3.
that.
Yeah, you don't have to roll a
Okay,
color. It's
my bad.
That's the reason why the dragon cards, for the most part, are actually colored, was just to keep that whole thing streamlined and make it so that way all you had to remember is roll for one specific thing rather than multiple.
So a great European as an
Yep.
adult.
Is there anything else you wish to do as part of your inventory phase, though?
Do I do inventory before I fight the dragon?
Well, actually, yeah, because we haven't taken care of that. We are going against yet another dragon.
Yeah.
Clear the deck a little bit. You're going
What have I done?
You're going against a orange adult fire drake with a difficulty of 7. So, this is an adult, so you have the option to use your attack gear if you wish, but you must have a total number of 7 or higher in order to catch this dragon.
I am willing to help you for my dragon back.
No, absolutely not. It's a 7. I only roll 1 on this or 2.
You, for dragon catching, get to roll 1 dice.
Plus my dragon gear, if I want to use it.
Well, in this case, you also have the ability to use the attack gear. So, because it is you personally, you can use your catching and your attack.
So +3.
It's just in the case of when you call for help, they get to choose one or the other.
1 coin.
So you get to use what?
Or you can
He gets to use both his catching and attack
I'm
gear
debating.
because he's using it for himself. If he was helping somebody else, though, he would only get to choose one or the other.
By attack gear, is that just attack or is it attack and defense?
Just attack.
If I
Attack
burn
plus
more
this.
sabotage.
Now, you are playing Silver Tongue card, so who are we forcing to help?
Kim.
Kim, you are forced to help him. And unfortunately, I don't believe you have any attack gear to your name.
I don't.
Which makes it
She
a
would.
question.
She wasn't going to use it to help me anyways. She'd lose it. She
And
doesn't
then
have
you
to use
get to
it.
roll 1 dice unless
just
you're able to
trust her
get out of
rolls.
this. This is
I
also
think
considered a form of trouble, so if you had a way to weasel your way out of it and force it onto somebody
Yeah.
else, you could do so at this time,
Plus either their attack or catching.
Oh,
gear.
I can make
You
them
can-
use that.
Yeah.
if they had it.
Oh well, I would have used Ezzy then.
Well, you already,
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You already
I
picked
trust
something.
Kim's roll too. That's what I'm going to say. Is I trust her rolling.
So with that in mind, go ahead and roll the dice, and
and I'm going to use.
yeah, you get to use both. You get to use
And
one.
I roll 1.
So
So roll dice.
roll the dice. Roll the dice.
Single one.
Yep.
Just a
And
single.
what are we trying to beat? 7?
7.
7.
Oof.
2 and 1 is 3. Plus 1 ham is 4. Plus 2 is 6.
I'm short.
And then I believe you were using the catching gear,
Oh yeah, would have forced her
which
to catching
means
gear.
that the sleeping potion, which is also a consumable stackable card, adds another 1, which means a total of 7. You have captured this dragon.
Wow.
Well, thanks. What are you going to give me for my potion?
Nothing.
Unfortunately, you get nothing because
By the skin of your teeth.
Hey.
because the Silver Tongue card
You're
was
Does that not fit me?
Yeah.
It worked. Well, yes.
I didn't really ask.
Yes. it
You
does.
rolled a 1. Like
You couldn't have done it without me.
you did the least amount of help you possibly could have used.
So go ahead and roll the dice
really
to figure
couldn't
out
have
where
done
it's
it without
going.
her, so.
I know.
Yeah,
That was a-
at least a thanks would be.
It's
Well, thank
orange,
you.
orange 3.
He
So
really
keep
meant
number
to.
3, orange spot.
Oh, I forgot to put keep number on the last one. It was
3.
3 as well. Man, and I'm all the way over here. I'm going to be running from you.
Yes,
We're
you
going to fight
will.
again.
So is there anything
Yes.
else you wish to do as part of your inventory phase? Just
so,
keep the ball rolling a little bit.
so
and that was
hand-
that was consumed. So
Yeah. So
That
can
goes
I
away.
play stackable, or can I put stackable items on here?
at this point you can.
So if I have 2, I can put.
Yes. So you are at this point equipping 2 extra sleeping potions. And I believe that is the end of your turn then.
Yeah, I have literally nothing else I can do.
In
Guys.
that case, we're going to hand it on to Jace. 2 dice and move. Total of 11. We got some heavy high rollers here
Where am I
tonight.
even at? There I am, right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's me.
That's
Oh, wait,
me.
no.
You're here.
That
We're-
was me.
me and him are over
2,
here.
3, 4, 5, 6,
Left.
7, 8, 9,
Keep going in the circle.
10, 11.
I have no cards left. I don't know what to do
We
with my
also
hands.
have landed on a resource spot yet again, so 2 more resource cards.
Let's go.
Sir?
Anything you wish to do as part of your inventory phase?
These are stackable, right?
Yes.
Okay. How many?
Well,
Does it
the
matter?
ham are stackable, which means that they go on to an additional thing.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. What I believe you were about to play was a piece of catching gear, which is just considered a piece of gear.
Right, which is not, which would go. Oh, well, that would go in. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Okay. Then no, there's nothing I need to do.
All right. In that case, we'll go ahead and hand off the timer to the next player. This is the dice as well. So you have rolled a 11, flipping the timer.
I just didn't want to forget.
Post.
Post. Some of this may be cut out, some of it may not. We're bringing you along for the ride. You have landed on a yellow spot.
If you'd gone for lucky, you would have gone for 2 dragons, wouldn't you?
I don't have a hand.
Oh.
You are unfortunately going up and against a red adult horned wyvern, which is a difficulty of 9.
Which is not a dragon. Miles, will you please help me?
For what? I gotta get some benefit.
I will give you 2 coins.
I will help for 1.
I'd take the 1 because I'd like 2 coins. What's your equipment?
I have a sleeping potion.
Are you worth 1 coin?
I'll help you for 1.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Miles because he's got more.
All right. Well, make sure that if we are able to catch this, that you remember the note for it. Or are you going to be using your attack gear in addition to this, or just rolling straight?
I'm going to use my...
All right. So roll 1 dice and add.
You reach for your phone.
You need to thank her because this may set you up for a win to get your dragon back.
I got a 4.
All right. Roll a 4.
Plus whatever she has.
So we're at 6 right now.
So we need at least 3. Which I'm adding plus 2, so we should get it no matter what, which we do.
All right,
'Cause
because
I'm
you have
plus 2.
rolled a 1 plus the 2 of your crossbow, which is equipped, plus the 2 of the sword, which is equipped, and the roll of a 4.
Yep. It's literally what took the
horned
pressure off was I looked at it and
So,
I was like, oh, I
Go
can't
ahead
tell
and
you.
roll the dice to figure out which keep we're going to.
Where's the
Just
red
roll
building?
that one.
Oh.
Because it's... You just have... You roll it to its color.
We know it's a red spot, so you're going to red 3, which is going to be right over here.
That's where I'm heading to.
So go ahead and fill out some of
By
that
the way.
information.
Since that coin was the coin I owed you,
Oh yeah, he doesn't owe you
is
a coin
dependent
anymore.
on me turning that dragon in.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not giving you that.
No,
That's
no.
the whole reason I've been protecting Matt's. It's because I want my coins.
This is where the alliances can form in the game, definitely.
Oops.
Whoops.
Sorry.
Literally the only reason I've been helping
down,
Matt so
dice
much with
down.
that
Luck
dragon
man.
is because I want the money.
Over there.
See, and that's why I think part of the reason you picked me is because you knew I would fight for my
So we'll
coin.
go ahead and...
I win.
What does he count as? Is he an adult?
I'm
He is
not
an
part
adult.
of an alliance.
There you go.
Say what?
I'm not part of an alliance.
Desi needs someone in an alliance with. Well, I guess she has me now.
Alright, is there anything else you wish to do?
One more.
Do we have a triumvirate?
You're bad at math, honey.
Let's
Go ahead and hand out the
2 more.
timer real fast just so we got it.
Is that 30?
Alright, in that case it is on to you, Jace.
Yeah,
Jake, sorry.
11.
11.
Come on.
Flip the
1,
timer.
2,
Can I
3,
get that white or this one?
4.
Oh, I get
I
both.
mean, yeah.
Can I get the white one?
11.
11.
Makes
You
it
have
easy.
passed over
We all know the
another player, which means that you are forced to duel.
I have to.
Yes.
So the two. So I believe that is you and Miles that are in duel.
Yes.
Engaged in duel.
Yep.
In that case,
Oh.
get your.
It's time.
You were going this way.
Thank you. You activated my trap card.
All right, roll the 1 die. Yeah, roll the
2.
2 dice and add your attack or defense gear if you have them.
Oh no.
Sorry, attack and defense. Slip at the top.
Do I make me roll one? I mean, I think I got you either way.
So that's a.
Yeah, no, I rolled a total of 4,
Plus your defense.
which is 3, which is the same as your attack and defense combined.
So it's clearly a Miles win in there. So
Yeah, you have no
Wrong
money.
game,
And you,
friendo.
yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah,
just
you-
give me-
Actually, no. I will re-roll this.
okay, so I don't get anything out of it is all.
I have 5 now.
Now I get nothing.
Yes, you get nothing for
But
winning.
I still have the 3 duels to keep my 2 gold over here.
yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
do.
It's worth it.
Now I draw an event card.
And I still have your dragon.
Yeah, since you have
now you have to duel me again.
Yeah, since you have ended on an orange spot, you get to go against it. And what you have drawn is the Dragon Bait card, which is draw a player card and steal 1 dragon from them. Then roll for its keep number. Hopefully you draw the number of a person that actually draw the player card of a person that
I'm
actually
fully
has a
prepared
dragon.
for him to. I'm fully prepared for him to
So
pull
if
my
you draw a
card.
player card that doesn't have a dragon, does it instigate the effect of
I know it's random, but I'm fully
Can
prepared.
I draw my own player card?
You unfortunately cannot draw your own player card, so we're going to remove you from the equation.
I'm just fully prepared for him to pull
We don't want
mine.
to. Your own player card.
I drew the lucky dragon.
You actually get to steal
I told you I'm
from
fully
Miles.
prepared.
Is it your
Yes.
dragon?
I got the fire drake.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so go ahead.
Which,
It's the same value.
yeah, it's the same value.
It's the same value.
I need
So
to write
there's a
this
reason
down.
I-
so go ahead, roll for the number.
There's a
And-
reason I care.
All right.
2.
And is there anything you wish to do as part of your inventory phase?
2. Yes, get more inventory.
Fortunately, since we don't have anything to help you out with right now, we'll hand this off
So
to
your
Matt.
coins back.
So what'd you roll, Matt?
9.
All right.
I have the dragon I wanted to keep, so.
Three,
And that's why I
4.
shuffled them up.
Move me to the random die.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, we are rolling a random dice, so take a dice, find out what happens.
Honestly, I'm okay with the way that.
You have rolled a 5, which means that you get 1 shiny gold coin.
This all could have gone so
Thank
much
you,
worse
Haley.
for you.
You know you're going to keep 5, which is right next door, right?
Just right there.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
landed, but he landed on a random die.
Yes.
Anything you wish to do as part of your inventory phase?
I know we could have gone that way, but he's trying to cut the distance down.
It does.
Alright, so no, you have nothing else you wish to do. In that case, Kim, it is on to you. So 2 dice, roll and flip the timer.
Matt, I can't save you anymore, bro.
You have rolled a 4, so
So you're going
30
this
seconds
way.
on the clock. 1, 2, 3,
2. She has 2
1,
to go to
2,
yellow.
3, 4. So landed on a yellow spot. You are going up against a yellow Great European egg
Can't you
with a
just, like,
grand
take it
total
as a steamer?
difficulty of 3.
But I have nothing.
But you have the ability to roll a dice to find out what happens. So go ahead and roll it and hope for a 3 or higher in order to catch this egg.
I will help you just to help you.
Don't you?
Unfortunately, it's not an adult, which means she is
Yeah,
on
she's
her
stuck
own.
on her
Okay,
own.
Yep.
that's fine.
Can you be-
Thanks anyways, I appreciate it.
One.
I'm trying to
She
have.
got her!
She got it though.
Woo!
I'm trying
She
to
rolled
help
it,
another
so
player
go
who's
ahead
in the
and
same
roll.
boat as myself.
So go ahead and roll for its
Yes.
keep number, fill
Right.
out the information. Is there anything
It's
you
my
wish to
wife,
do
I'll
as part
roll
of your
that over.
inventory phase though?
Can I not? Do I have to do that before I roll?
It's just from an effort to keep the game
You're
rolling.
a 4 yellow now.
So 4 yellow.
I imagine her having to roll for that was just the strength check to pick up the egg.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's gonna be heavy.
Like, I'm not playing against you. I'd still help you out.
Just don't
I
drop
have no
it.
problem with
Yeah,
it.
just
I
no,
was- I
no
wanted to
scrambled
back
eggs.
it right in.
Actually,
That's a big omelet.
It's a very large and expensive
I know.
omelet that you could have been paid for.
Okay.
Actually,
A gold coin in this realm goes a long
exactly,
way.
1 gold coin is like that's.
I mean, it's like D&D where you guys paid that one
I wanna
family
use a shovel.
1 coin.
Alright,
and they
so-
were like, set for life.
Dude,
You're
you
opting to
destroyed their
use the
house and
inventory
stole
action
their
card shovel, which means that
dinner.
1,
It made it to the pit.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Is that canon? Is
Right.
that how I got kicked off?
There you go.
Well, that's not
And with that, unless there's anything else you want to do, we'll go ahead and hand the timer off to the next person. Miles,
I've never seen you.
start your turn.
Never seen where
We'll let
she
you.
through.
We'll mulligan that one. So
Fumble.
5 total.
Fumbled.
I don't like
I'm already
shoes.
going this way.
And 30 seconds on the clock.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Ended on a random spot.
Facing that way, I guess.
Facing that spot. So you've landed on a random. So you have rolled a 2, which is going to get you 1 resource card. I have messed that up, but I feel that you might want to be using that anyway.
Yeah, so I can switch that.
Yes, at this point, as part of your inventory phase, you can swap it out.
Kim, I'll sell you that for 1 coin.
Shoes I have.
You don't have any coins? Hey, Matt, I'll sell you this for 1 coin. Or, Kim, hold on, because he's already
I'll
debating.
say I'll take
I'll
one
tr-
off of what I owe you.
To
I was
let the
gonna say-
viewers at home understand what's going on, what Miles is doing is he's swapping out his crossbow for a halberd. That's a difference between a +2 attack and a +3 attack, and is attempting to barter it off to Matt for a gold coin.
Well, or, Kim, if you have an item worth 1 coin, I'll trade. Can we trade items?
You could.
If you have something worth 1 coin.
This kind of comes down to what the flavor of the house rules are as well. So the rules are kind of there as a guideline for setting things up, but at that point you can
Yeah.
kind of take this and adapt it to your own personal preferences. So,
I guess I can't put that on yet.
yeah. So now that you've done that,
My
I
turn's
believe that's the
clear.
end of your turn.
Yeah.
On to the next player.
It's just the
Rolling the dice, and we're just going to have a quick time check here just to make sure we got
Alright,
about
would you-
7 more minutes to go.
5. Where am I?
You are all the way over
I'm
here.
gonna push
Okay,
you.
so
1,
Of that thing.
yeah, and
I
then
would come out of the loop.
2, 3, 4,
5. Just either one of them.
and we'll
Yeah,
have
that's
that way.
fine.
5.
And your name.
So you've landed on
So
resource,
saying I should
2
still
resource
do my
cards. Anything for your inventory phase?
I am going to. Too many cards.
Yeah, do you have any?
4, 5, 6. No, I have just enough.
Just enough,
Oh, it's an
alright.
adult.
But I am gonna sell
It's an ancient.
this.
Selling a hand net for a single gold coin. Haley, if I can get a single gold coin. Perfect.
Works.
I believe it's on to the next player.
Yup.
Grabbing the dice, and on to you. Total of 4. So flipping the timer. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Random.
Landing on a random dice.
Time to go to jail.
Again, I promise that this is, again, a prototype. We'll have nice, good, solid bases as part of the Kickstarter.
And 6.
Don't make me go to jail, Miles. Oh.
And it's on the
Roll that again, because that went off the table.
What was it?
Get my big head out
Doesn't
frame.
matter.
Oh.
Doesn't matter. When
It
it's
was a
table.
3.
Yeah,
Here's the 6.
Oh my gosh! Perfect!
If you can escape jail, you can get another.
Perfect. This is the moment I was waiting for that I had mentioned earlier. This is where the jail mechanic comes in. So, you unfortunately are forced to go to jail right
wasn't
now.
it fortunate if she got in jail?
For him.
You'll be okay.
Fortunate for me, maybe
For
not
this
so much for
video.
you. But this is the point where you are forced to go to jail. However, if you reference the reference sheet, there's a couple of ways you can get out of this. So, at this point, you could pay 1 gold coin, play an official pardon card, or roll an even dice number in order to get out of it and stay on your exact spot.
Question.
Question.
You can play a pardon.
If I have a pardon, can I tell her to pay me and I'll play the pardon?
I don't need your pardons.
Oh, she has her own pardon.
Oh!
She don't need no man!
Which means that you have successfully escaped having to go to jail. And you qualify for the 4th Tally Quest
Do we have them
coin.
all between
Yes!
us?
Of escape artist.
She has to.
So go ahead and mark down 1 for escape artist, and you also now have
Oh, she's got
the
I've
escape
actually-
artist
She's got
card.
frequent
I've
flyer
actually stolen
miles. She
Dragon
flies
now.
United.
3 duels, man. I'm over here playing
Anything you wish to do
Yu-Gi-Oh!
as part of your
with
inventory
everybody.
phase.
I haven't killed anybody yet.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say kill
I
him
do
once
have to
and
mark
we
down that I
just-
stole a dragon because I
You
got
did,
his
but I
one.
believe somebody else
Already
has already
had it.
beaten you to it. So,
No,
So you have
I
to
know
get
Gary
one
has
more.
yes.
So, in that
Oh,
case, move.
Well, that's sweet.
Make sure we got a good.
You have to get
Clear
one more
timer.
to steal from
I
me.
was playing for the Ontario
Well.
wrong.
It's a good
I'm so happy all the mechanics of the game were shown.
Not to be
Six.
I've also worked with
I am
kids,
going
and it's
to
not
keep
the
number
first time I've
2.
been like, no, that was
Or
stupid.
11.
11. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's all the gold.
It's
Well,
12
most of
away.
11.
Or is, oh.
All right, you have landed on the
Is it-
dragon
get
spot,
the-
which means that you are going up against
Miles.
a hatched egg. I had spoken too soon. The final component of the game rules are shown. Hatched eggs do not count
So he's just fighting
as
me.
dragons.
I'm a dragon.
They are worth something during the end game tally system, but as of right now, they are an empty
It's just,
eggshell.
I'll say it's like it's just an DH.
They do, however, go into any collected dragons you have face down, which means if somebody tries to steal from you, they have a chance of either getting a dragon or one of the hatched eggshells.
That's a good move because you know,
That-
adventure.
So, anything you wish to do as part of your inventory phase?
No.
In that case, we're going to go on to Matt. Roll and flip.
A technical question regarding the time.
Mhm.
If, say, 1 or 2 people from the start have taken a turn and the time goes out.
If the time happens to run out before everybody has completed their turn for the round, you finish the current round, do a victory lap from the top of the order, then go into the end game.
For
Oh,
Matt.
looks like
For
Matt
Matt,
has
I'll-
He returned his
Oh
dragon.
no, that's
Matt has
that's-
returned the dragon.
That's 2 gold coins.
No, 3.
3.
Is he
No, I know.
3? No, he owes me
That's
2.
4.
He owes me 2.
Yeah.
Well, it's 4-12, so we'll make sure that I
2
get.
and 2.
So yeah, we got the 4 gold coins. 2 go to Miles as part of
I
their
forgot.
agreement. 2 go to you.
Oh, don't worry. I don't forget about money owed.
And this, and to clarify, this dragon, which was that ancient dragon we had mentioned earlier, gets placed face up off of the player board. It can no longer be caught because it has been taken out of gameplay, and that means that the coin has been collected.
I forgot that you did not actually trade.
I traded with her instead.
Anything else you wish to do, Matt?
Nope.
Alright, in that case, Kim, it's on to you.
Timer's in front of you.
Where am I? Oh, I'm there. 10. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Alright, you have ended movement inside of keep spot, which means that there is no spot action. Is there anything you wish to do as part of your inventory phase?
If I equip something, can I do another action?
Well, yes, you can play the inventory action card and equip something, so yes.
Okay.
You're playing... You have all the pickpockets tonight, but this is a blue one, so that
All
means
mine have been rejected, basically.
This is true, so you get to steal a resource card from a person. Ooh. Ooh.
Well, you don't want mine?
Now, does this
Maybe
count
next
as
time.
trouble?
This does count as a trouble.
So this would be a pardon card.
A pardon card, or there's a second card.
I
in there.
kind of
see
just
that.
want it to be successful for once for you, so I'm gonna let you.
Now she steals that card. She steals the
that
pardon.
would in all honesty be really fun. So go ahead.
I mean, that pardon card did me well. That's why I got it twice.
That's funny.
And 2 sabotages. I remember.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's funny.
You could. I'm
Alright.
sorry.
No, that's funny because she took one of the pardons. She took one of the pardons.
What? How many pardons do
I
you
wasn't
have?
supposed to say that. I'm sorry, but it's funny.
Just to clarify, just to make sure that that's mentioned, the other card that could have been played at this point was called Whipping Boy, which allows you to take the trouble at somebody else's or your own and force it onto somebody else.
Oh.
That then can be canceled with an official pardon card,
That's you right there.
or that person could try and roll an even dice in order to get out.
I have nothing.
Yes. Yes.
You know what? Because you're right.
He pretty much bleeped himself.
I did. I believe myself. It's okay. It was implied. But that's okay.
We're like Mythbusters.
You
We
don't
make
have
sure we
voice paint in that
self-censor.
relationship. It's not boss you.
What?
11.
Alright, we have rolled 11, turned over the timer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
But I'm
Landing
looking
on a
wrong
random
relationship.
spot, so go ahead and roll
I'm
1.
off to
You
jail.
can mess with me since that's what I was implying.
No, actually, you have rolled a 4, which means that you get... Oh, wait.
It's not boss you.
Oh.
That was the timer. Which means that
You
right
get
now,
nothing.
technically, this is the second to last round. So, you have rolled a 4 on the random event, which means that you get 1 free dragon card. This happens to be the green sea serpent eggs. So go ahead and roll for a number for it to go back to. And is there anything you wish to do as part of your inventory?
No.
Alright. In that case, we're going to go ahead and hand off the timer to the next person.
That was cool. 10.
That's what I was
10.
talking about.
Flip it over.
Where's I at? There I am. Right there. Okay, so I'm right here.
Yep.
No, okay.
1, 2,
Go left.
3,
Yep. Go ahead and go
4, 5, 6,
this way.
7, 8, 9,
Dragon or teleport? Teleport. I want to teleport.
10. You have ended on teleport spots, so take 1 standard dice and 1 colored dice and move to that new location at a teleport loop. You have rolled
2 blue.
2 blue, which means that you're going right over here. Right back to where you came from.
Go back to the teleport from whence you came.
You were right by that.
That's depressing.
But
in all honesty.
I'm just sitting here waving at you. Ha!
fun anecdote from the developer of the game. I have personally did a teleport where I landed on the same exact spot I was starting from. So that is entirely possible, but you do get to count 1 frequent flyer mark
Yay!
towards your name.
Woo!
I'm Fly United. Not endorsed. Not sponsored.
And officially lost that sponsor.
Did we want United?
But we had to fight them for it anyways.
And I have nothing that I can really do.
Alright, so on to the next player then. 10. So,
This accomplishes pretty much
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ending in a keep, so you are completely safe.
We were all trying so hard to get to.
I don't
So-
have any.
Nothing else you can do? In that case, moving on. Actually, we'll give it a little bit of time to actually go ahead and fill out, but that's a total of
4,
8 spots.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Two duels.
Alright,
2 duels and a random.
Yeah,
okay.
but you better win it.
Alright,
Better
so
win at least one.
we have a duel,
Yeah.
a double duel.
A double duel.
Oh,
Say that 10 times
It's time!
fast. So,
Double duel.
you and Miles first.
Last revenge, Miles.
+4.
Duel to the death.
I got a
Total
rolled
of 7
You
plus
rolled
three.
I
eight.
rolled
10.
an 8. I got you. I got 12.
Yes, I have a total of 10.
So, unfortunately,
I don't.
I think
I
you
lose.
lose.
You have to re-roll.
Oh, we have a forced
I
reroll.
rolled
I have no other time to use these cards, so.
the 5. Student's costing me the game, which I called in the beginning that she was going to cost me the game.
I don't
It
think
happens.
it will.
I'm assuming you want me to re-roll the 5.
Yeah.
Because she picks, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to use them to make it interesting.
What?
You got me.
4, 8.
That's 8.
So what does that do?
That means that
I
you
won a duel!
have actually won a duel. So at this point, you get to either take a dragon or 2 shiny gold coins.
That's James.
What about me?
I want to steal a
What?
dragon,
What
but
do you
Since
I
it's the
need
end-
some coins.
Yeah, since we're coming to the end of the game, I'm thinking that coin might be the operative
Now,
goal.
when I lose this game
Go
to
ahead and make sure you got to
Desi
mark
by
down
2
the duelist.
coins,
I did. Okay, now it's time
we're
for my
going to talk
duel.
about that
with him.
later.
Okay,
Jace.
You ready to duel?
No, seriously.
We know.
When I lose by 2 coins,
Duel number 2.
I rolled
Okay,
a
got it.
10.
8,
You rolled an 8.
but
8 plus 3 plus 1 is
12.
4, so 12 on your part. Jace?
I have 13 total.
You have a plus.
I have a +3 defense, and I rolled a 10.
Which
Couldn't have
means
held that card
you
for the
have
second duel?
actually won 2 duels.
2 duels in a row!
Does that put you at 3 or 4?
That
Oh,
puts
so
him
two.
at 2.
Okay.
Can I
Those
have
were
2
his
gold
only
points?
duels that
No.
he won.
You
Unfortunately,
owe me 1, you bastard.
He never
The dragon
made it.
got stolen by Miles.
I do still have that dragon.
Alright, we didn't actually do the encounter phase yet.
We did
so
not yet.
go ahead and roll 1 dice once more to find out what happens. We almost got ahead of ourselves.
1.
You
I
rolled-
teleport!
Yes, you teleport. So go ahead and roll 1 standard dice and 1 color dice. You have rolled 3 red, which means that you are going right over here.
No, does the dot in there...
The dot in there is important, so that way, again, since this is a game for 2 to 12 players, there are 2 game boards. If you have a smaller group of people, like we have tonight, we're using a single board. If you got more than 6 people,
74,
you can
so-
set up 2 tables, have both
lost
tables
about 1
playing
coin.
simultaneously, and if dice for teleported that have dots in them are rolled, that means that you are
No one else
physically
is coming close
teleported
to us.
to that spot on the other board. You pull a player card and swap out with that person,
Do we get this
making
up
sure
here?
that they've completed their turn before they so, or
Well, then I might
finish
go
it.
three.
So, that's that mechanic.
3, 4, 5.
I believe that's about as much as you can do right now. Matt. Alright, you have rolled a 5.
I
Flipping
guess.
over the timer.
You can get to a red.
Put me on the red.
Here.
Orange or whatever color.
Alright, so you are rolling onto an event spot, which happens to be single combat. Alright, so we're going to make sure that we pull your player card out of the batch. Who are you going up against?
Okay.
You're going up against...
Desi. Oh! There is a
dang it.
chance!
There is a
There
chance.
is a chance you may
There's a-
still win, Miles.
With all of her equipment and Matt's none.
So go ahead and roll the 2 dice.
Just win
Add
it,
your
Desi.
attack and defense.
Just go ahead and win it big, Desi. Go ahead and roll
If
that.
anybody's got
Oh,
inventory cards that they can use to try and foul this up, now is the time.
She
It's
has a
over.
total
She
of
got
11.
it.
So I want to make her re-roll.
Oh,
Which one?
The 4.
The 4.
we have a forced reroll.
That's
So
5.
5.
9.
Still got it.
Savage.
She still won.
Still got it.
Unless someone else
Hold
wants to
on.
help him.
And we're going to hand off the coin.
Her stuff was just too
Huh?
good.
Hey there, future Zack again. So this is the point where we would have continued through a victory lap before the end game, giving everyone that final chance to sell some gear, return a dragon to a keep, or even win one more duel to try and steal that duelist card away from Miles. Unfortunately, by the time we arrived on location in Louisville and got to this point in the game, it was pushing midnight on a Thursday and we had some players that had to work first thing in the morning. So based on this, we decided not to complete a victory lap and went straight into the endgame tally. For those playing the game normally, however, if you have a coin or time endgame trigger, you will wait till that trigger is activated, complete the round from where you're at, and then go into the victory lap. If you're playing with a number of rounds, however, you'll know when the second to last round is, so that negates the need for a victory lap. That all said, let's go ahead and get into the endgame now, see how everything's added up, and reveal who is the richest dragon catcher. At this point, we are now at the endgame tally. This is where the remainder of those special quest cards come into play. Starting from the top, who collected the most eggs? Physically
I have 8.
got them in.
I have 1.
I have a hatch.
That does not count.
I have 1.
So,
You have
who
2.
has,
I have one
who has
egg.
collected the most eggs? So that's
I
between...
mean, mine has eggs.
Oh, mine has eggs.
Well, it still
Yeah.
counts as an egg
Yeah,
card.
I
So
have one.
between you, 1, 2, and... yeah, just 2. So that means that you get 3 coin, and you get 3 coin.
Yeah, I got
However, to
eggs.
keep things streamlined, we're just going to hand the card off to one person and hand 3 coin to the other.
3. Here.
So at this point, who caught, or sorry, collected the most hatchlings?
Wait, do I
I
have
don't know if we
coins?
actually
You
had
have
any
three.
hatchlings show up, so we're going to have to go ahead and say that this card does not apply. Then we go with who got the most adults. Ancient dragons do count towards adults.
1, 2. Oh, you have 1. I have 1. He
Yeah.
has 1.
So 1, 2,
3.
3.
Does mine count this one?
That
4.
does.
So,
So 4.
4-way tie.
So that means
need you not to get that.
we'll give Matt the card for 3.
So we each get 3.
And we need a total
Oh.
of 9.
I'll hand you coin, my friend.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. They got you.
I know.
Alright. The next one that we'll have is the Strongest Fighter, which is the card awarded for the highest value of attack and defense gear equipped.
Yep, 4.
Which for you is a total of 4, total of 4, total of 4 as well. So we'll let you have the card. And then 4 gold coins for both Miles and Jace.
So 2 for each.
I didn't get
No,
this
4
till
total.
very
4
end.
each?
What happens in this case is that when it's tied, each person that ties to it gets the full value of that card,
What was the full value?
which would
4.
be 2.
Oh, so
So-
no.
Sorry.
So we
You
just
first
get
came back.
4.
we
You
just
did
get
say he meant. I
It's
put my
4
back
total.
already.
It
It is late and
I
math
put my
is
back
hard.
already.
They just let him.
I gave her my 2 back. I paid my
So-
refund.
I've got
With
two.
that in mind, for
And he
Catching
goes back
Specialist,
to
which is the
the
next one, the highest value of catching gear equipped,
I got a 2.
I had 2.
2, 2.
Because I put my 2 down.
Wait,
my
what
hand was
are
in my hand.
I have one.
Sorry, I had that
One.
sitting over here.
So Matt gets 2
Have I?
for the
Not-
card, and then 2 to Miles as well.
Yes.
Now
Yes, you
we
have.
come
The
down
hatchlings.
towards some of the last
Yeah.
ones. Shell Collector, which is collect the most empty nests or hatched eggs, which is going to be you for 2 total gold coin. Unfortunately, the next 3 dragons,
Never came out.
thruster cards, well, one of them appeared, but nobody was able to hold on to them. This is for the Lucky Plucky and Ducky cards, which had you been able to hold on to the 3 of them, at least one of them, 5 gold coins for holding on to one of the Mystic Dragons.
Kim traded me the ham. That's why I took the ham. Was I'm gonna try to get the ham.
Then, last but not least, is the Best Catcher card, Returned the Most Dragons, which is going to be Matt for a total of 3 coin total.
Jesus.
So I believe, Miles, you are the one to have won the game
What about
by a
these?
close margin.
Really?
Did you complete
Did
it?
you complete the contract
I
card?
didn't complete. Mine was getting the 3 European dragons. That's why
Unfortunately,
it's
we
still
weren't able to
yours.
complete any contract cards, so
That's what they look like.
because of that, no one was
That's
able
why
to
I
play.
wanted that dragon bat. We had the same card.
But by a close margin of 1 gold coin total, Miles, you have won the game and are the richest dragon catcher. So with that in mind, thanks for sticking around for the playthrough. I hope you enjoyed getting a glimpse into what Dragon Catchers has to offer. And we look forward to seeing you on Kickstarter. Good night, everyone.